Every senior engineer I know has a dirty secret. They skim the endpoint they need. Reading the full documentation is a junior habit, disguised as thoroughness. Here's the problem. API docs are written for everyone. You only need one endpoint. Reading 200 pages to call one URL doesn't make your code better. It just delays your first line of code by 2 hours. The move is just to copy the section of endpoint, give it to Claude with the right production engineering prompt, and let it write the class. Watch what happens. Okay, look at the documentation. If you read this front to back, you are reading a text too. You don't need the marine data, just the geocoding data or the historical climate model. You need one thing, the weather forecast endpoint. The contrast between this massive sidebar and this single endpoint is exactly where you're losing time. You're going to ignore 99% of this page. Okay, I'm grabbing just the parameter of the specific forecast endpoint and paste them into Cloudy. Now here is where most people fail. They just ask for a script. We are going to ask for a production grade integration. Watch the prompt. I'm telling it, write a complete Python class for this endpoint, but we don't skip there. Include pagination, handling the pause, returning 10 seconds when you don't need 10,000 is useless. Implement exponential backoff using a decoder because APIs throttle and your pod shouldn't crash when they do. Add strict expectation handling for 4x and 5x errors. Use strict Python type hints. You aren't just asking for code, you are dedicating the engineering standards. Okay, let's watch this run in real time. Look right here at the in method. It immediately sets up a clean base URL and a session object. So we aren't opening a new connection on every call. Scrolling down, here is our backoff decorator. When open a metro incredibly, rate limits us. So this ensures the script pauses and retries instead of throwing a fatal error and failing the pipeline. And look at the expectation handling block. It is not just not a lazy try expect. It actively catching HTTP errors, timeouts, and connection drops separately. This is what separates a junior script from senior level production code. Okay, let's prove it. I'm taking this straight into cursor. I'll paste the class, drop it quick main block, and pass it some basic correlation for our forecast. Let's run it. Boom. Right there in the terminal, a clean, perfectly parsed JSON response on a very first try. And if we hammer the API and trigger a rate limit, watch the terminal log. There's one exponential backoff kicking in. It waits, it retries, and it succeeds. So we just build a highly resilient API integration in 3 minutes and we barely read the docs. The goal isn't to never read the documentation. The goal is to stop using documentation for the starting point. The prompt gets you the working integration in minutes. Then you read the docs to optimize, not to start. What API are you working with? Comment below and I will show you how did I prompt it.